Death news, total panic in Aso Rock as Nnamdi Kanu is confirmed seriously down in prison. Needs urgent transfer. Hey, Nigerians, a warning they say is enough for the wise. A warning they say is enough for the wise. Oh, I don't know what Tinubu is actually planning. But my only true and candid advice is that he would have paid attention. Telling you, he would have paid attention. Nnamdi Kanu urgently needs a transfer for treatment. A quick transfer for treatment. As we speak right now, the young man's state of health is getting worse by the day. And if there is no quick response, the possibility that he's going to make it will be very slim. This is no longer a question of procedure or protocol. This is a question of quickness. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I want to tell you that you should not add politics to this. Yes, because that is where we are ignorant about. Don't add politics to this. Take politics away from this very action, because if you say you are adding politics to this very action, God forbid bad thing. God forbid bad thing. I want you to pay attention to this video so you know yourself and you see things yourself and be aware of it. Watch this.
About this specific one. No, I'm just also giving you a historical background that I've always been interested in the cause of justice since I was little, and there's nothing to gain if you're looking for political gains. You don't go and fight for people like Nnamdi Kanu, because there are parts of the country who don't want to hear that. There are parts of the country who love him. There are parts who hate him passionately because he threatens their real estate. He threatens their... It's not just a threat to Nigeria's unity, which is part. There's also a political hatred for him because, for instance, the Southeastern political establishment see him as a threat. They don't want to say it publicly, but they said it to me privately because and I'm not saying this is what they say. I reached out to the deputy speaker. I've spoken to him. I've spoken to Abaribe. I've spoken to the Speaker of the House. I've spoken to him. I wanted him to convene a plenary to make a declaration that this man should be released. I've spoken to a lot of people. I've spoken to members of the House of Assembly in Abia after they declared that they want to do a protest. You can't believe it. The moment we finished the conversation, they called me and said they are going to London and they don't know when they'll be back.
NSSF is the Provident Fund.
So we're supposed to choose a date together, but somehow, coincidentally, a trip to London was, maybe they were planning before then, I don't know. So I've tried to reach Soludo, for instance. I know Soludo when he was a professor of practice in the US, all of them going around. I know Alex Oti, personally. Alex Oti used to be he used to work at First Bank, and he was in charge of Western Union, and we had a relationship in Sīçk with Western Union. Then when he moved to become the GMD of a bank, I think we met once in the US. And then after he was no longer in banking, he switched to politics. He was a columnist for Sahara Reporters, Alex Otti. Yes. So I know all these guys, at one time or the other.
So you've not told me what your intention is.
My intention
about this Nnamdi Kanu.
My intention is to bring justice to the matter and to bring an end to what I clearly know is crisis.
Justice in
this case is for someone who is perpetually persecuted, for all of us to say enough is enough. And I also believe that this will bring about national healing, because you can see that part of the reason why there was a pardon that has to be reviewed later is because of Nnamdi Kanu, because everybody is saying, you can pardon drug dealers, you can pardon murderers, you can pardon people who are openly corrupt, but the person who you don't have any real evidence against, you can't even grant him an opportunity to return home or bail. So now they're saying that, the pardon was a mistake. It was because suddenly everybody is talking seriously about what is happening to the Southeast. And I hate ethnic profiling. I hate persecution of people based on their ethnic backgrounds. And I have openly spoken about it, that I feel like Nigeria never ended the civil war against Biafrans.
Do you think that there's something that could be done consistently? And you know very much how Americans take the Black American history.
Yes.
And in some part of, in some states in America, they pay attention to their curriculum to study Black American history.
Yes.
And there's the Civil War. And there are those who say that healing comes but a lot of people still believe that the blacks or the colored person in America is an endangered species.
Yes.
But in South Africa, we saw what happened. In Rwanda, we saw what happened. How reconciliation and healing could happen. I'm not sure we've had a national conversation about the Nigerian Civil War of, between 1966 and
1967 to 1970.
Yeah, 70.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think there is anything that could be done? It doesn't look like we have walked away from the ghost is still haunting Nigeria.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I would say, like, if I was sitting in Nassau Rock today as president, I'll go to the Southeast and apologize for the Civil War, no matter whose ox is scored. And then I'll start a process of dialogue and national healing to say, look, people will say somebody abandoned his property. There's nothing like abandoned property, but you forcefully take someone's property and never give them back. Somebody who was a billionaire or a millionaire, you fight them in a war, 4 million people died. You just woke up and say, no victor, no vanquish. But there was a victor, there was a vanquish, because the vanquish got 20 pounds. The victor got billions, walked away with the property of the person who they claim is abandoned. And then subsequently, they keep finding in your relationship with them that there's hatred, there's animosity, and there is a desire to always oppress and suppress them in the civil service. Jonathan told me one thing, and probably I'm not supposed to reveal it, but I'll say it. He said when he made Ejurika, the chief of army staff, he came to him and said, "This is unbelievable. You have
an Igbo man."
He said, an Igbo man. Said, nobody trusts him. They came to him, he said, all of them started coming and said,
things what people say about Kaduna and Sīçk.
Exactly.
And the 1976 coup and how they thought that.
So, but we have not worked that part. I didn't fight during the Civil War, so I don't have any business sustaining the Civil War. I was born in 1971, but I knew I could smell the gunpowder all around us. And I think this is part of how we can start that national healing. Release Nnamdi Kanu, call for dialogue, get everybody to sit down, including those who fought. People, the one is still around, Let all of them sit across the table and say, we want to confront one of our ugliest past, which is the Civil War.
I think...
And because we...
You see, Everybody is eager to know Shore's real motive and intention for fighting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and what he feels that will happen if anything crazy should happen to the IPOP leader. You see, if you pay attention to Shore's plight, and you will see that what he is saying is not just um, is not just natural. It's not ordinary. What he's saying is coming directly from his heart, and is really pained. It's really paining him that people are not really seeing it the way he's seeing it. Instead, people are seeing it in the way of sentiment, and that he's trying to use it for his political pursuit. Well, that is what people will surely think. No be Nigeria. That's it. What I will say that he should just ignore that very um, people's propaganda, and continue with the fight to help Nnamdi Kanu out of this very mess. Um, Please don't forget to share this video. Please share it, let it go viral. Let everyone see the secret of this evil doing. Because keeping mute, to me, I'll tell you, could be very, very dangerous. Because enough's enough. If they can do this, if they can grant pardon to a wanted terrorist, how much more Nnamdi Kanu? Now, because they have seen that people have started, lamenting about that very appeal granted to a terrorist, they are now saying that it was an error. Imagine, hey, oh, hi, okay. Make una share this video, make it go viral. Thank you.